Good afternoon, designers, and welcome to episode 59 of Game of Rugs. Today, for a change, we are going to focus on someone other than me. We are going to talk today about the importance of friends and neighbors and the beauty of borrowing. So, in order to get to that, I am going to literally flip through my 5 most recent scores because they're all boring and there's no need to dwell on them. This room got a 4.69. It's a perfectly fair score for a room for which I used the remainder of my experiment inventory that from Uptown Sleek that we bought to do the experiment in the previous episode. So that seems fair and fun and still ugly art, but what can you do? This room got a 4.22, which I am a little bit salty about. And I guess, honestly, I tried really hard to match the stuff that I had to the color of the beams and the color of the floor. But the two things are not the same, and none of the wood that I placed into this room is the same color as any of the other wood that I placed into this room. And it was the end of the month, and I didn't have any diamonds for art, and yeah, I could have done a better job on this room, even though honestly I like it, and I'm annoyed about that 4.22. This is a 4.59. And I feel like this should have gotten a 4.22 and the other one should have gotten a 4.59. But, in theory at least, it all evens out in the wash. And this got a 4.53. There were, honestly, some really lovely, lovely rooms submitted for this that made the top scoring list. So I feel like my score was generous. I mean, it's a nice room. I mean, I feel like I put together a nice room, but some of these rooms are a lot nicer. So that seems like a healthy score to me. Which brings us to our next point. If you are fortunate enough to be able to be Facebook friends with people who are high scorers, who consistently turn out amazing rooms, it gives you the opportunity to look at really great design home room porn that may not have made the top scorers list. Design Home says that your in-game friends are people on Facebook that you're already friends with. I have 16 Design Home friends, and 14 of them are people that I made friends with on Facebook exclusively to borrow their shit. Now, a couple of them have become chatty, fun, nice. There's, something of an actual relationship there, friends on Facebook. But most of the rest of them are people who I have more like a kind of vaguely wave kind. We're not really friends, we're more acquaintances, and so I refer to those people as my neighbors. In fact, I call all of the people on my Facebook friends list my design home neighbors, because that's actually how I really think of them. They were very kind, each and every one of them, to let me become friends with them when I was level 14 and they were level 74. I'm very grateful to them, and they have amazing stuff. But to me, more important than being able to borrow their amazing stuff is the opportunity to see their amazing designs, which sometimes turn up in my, top scorers when I'm looking at my own designs. But people like my neighbor Cheryl consistently turn out amazing designs, and I get to see them. So that is one of my best of friends. Oops. Here is another design of Cheryl. Now, honestly, I think this is way better than any of the designs that I saw in the top scores for this challenge. Let's just see if I can find this. Yeah, here. I didn't do very well. Fine, fair enough, whatever. This room is particularly beautiful, so good job, Kat. But honestly, I genuinely prefer Cheryl's room to any of the ones that were in those results. I think it's stunning. And so I think it's cool to be able to see the stuff that your Facebook friends are doing that has scored really well. That's it. It's as simple as that. I'm all for more design home porn. This is my other neighbor, Nancy. She consistently turns out some really humdingy results. She's level 82. She's my highest ranked Facebook neighbor, and she has an amazing array of stuff to borrow. So thanks, Nancy, for being my friend. This is my neighbor, Marie, who definitely has a different design aesthetic than I do, but she scores really well with hers, and I love being able to see on my best of friends rooms that she's designed that I would never in a million years have envisioned or put together. They're so different than mine. She scores really well with them. I love seeing them, and it's really like educational. And again, my neighbor Nancy, we know how I feel about teal. I own absolutely none of this furniture. I own none of this decor. Even if I had been, alive when she bought this floor decor and these prints, and I had been here for these limited edition opportunities, I would never have bought them. Not in a million years, because I hate teal. But look at this room. It's tremendous. It's like, it just looks so good. And she did it with, stuff that I would never have bought. And so it's really fun to be able to look at that. And I think there was one, and I have a ton of Facebook friends and neighbors who did this Princess Perfect challenge that I knew I wasn't going to be able to do because I didn't have the stuff for it. And so it's just more adorable room stuff. Look at how cute that is. So cute. This is my neighbor Nancy. So that's my neighbor Nancy. This is my neighbor Laura. And this is my neighbor Cheryl. So obviously that's a fun part, but the best part of having amazing neighbors is that you can borrow their stuff. They are very generous with loaning you a cup of sugar when you need one, probably because they don't really have a choice. So it's more like you're going in and stealing from your neighbors. But, if they're not going to lock their doors. So here's an example of how borrowing is incredibly awesome. This is a challenge for which you can win diamonds, and it requires that you style with 3 West Elm items, no problem, including a sectional. I don't have a West Elm sectional, so what I did, because I didn't have any borrows available when I began putting this room together, is that I went into the shop. I chose the requirement West Elm sectionals. I stuck one in like I was going to buy it and went about decorating the rest of my room fairly secure in the knowledge that one of my 16 Facebook friends was going to have a couch I could borrow, because God knows I was not about to pay $4,197 for a couch. It's not going to happen. And then, so I've put this whole room together. So now I just need to find this couch in one of my friends' inventories. As it turns out, none of my friends have this couch in their inventories. They've got loads of West Elm couches, but apparently they're not fans of cream. So, but my friend Marie has this Enzo 3-seater that is a possibility, and my friend Amanda has this one, which is maybe better. So I do really like that. So now having chosen that, I think we need to change the chair, because this couch is not quite as cream as the other one, and this is a cream chair, and I feel like this other chair goes better with the room decor. Yeah. So let's just have a look at this couch. This is a 4,797 diamond couch. And it's not a prize. Amanda paid out for this couch, which means I don't have to. Not that I ever would have paid that much. So yeah, having friends is amazing. It's amazing. And that means that I can submit this room. So I haven't invested a huge amount of money in it. So even if I am not confident that it's going to do all that well with my zebra rug and my Japanese inspired art on the walls, it's okay, because I didn't spend $5,000 on furniture to enter this challenge. Okay, so sorry, I'm having touch issues with this phone, probably due to having dropped it 9,000 times. So usually what I do is I line up all of the borrowing that I'm going to be doing for the next couple of days. Like, I decorate my rooms early. As soon as a new challenge arrives at the bottom of the list, I put the room together, and I know 2 days in advance if I'm going to need to borrow a piece of furniture. So I usually have borrows stacked up for once a day, like airplanes. Right, so anyway, having done that, I don't need to borrow anything for today's daily, so I can submit this design. My original plan, in the spirit of not making an episode all about me, was to look at some rooms and vote, but I realized that it's possibly more useful to talk about some places where you can meet other people, to make Facebook friends, and be able to borrow each other's stuff. So there are 3 places I participate in where you can do that. One is on Reddit. There is a subreddit called Design Home Game, and you can post looking for friends on Facebook to be your design home neighbors, and other people post, so you can find them on Facebook easily. People post their designs, they post for advice, they talk about different aspects of the game. You will also find all of those things, including the ability to make friends on Facebook. So you can actually use Facebook to find Facebook friends to be your friends in game. One of those groups is Design Home Fun with Friends. You do have to apply to this group, but there are frequent threads of people looking for other people to be their friends on Facebook so that you become neighbors on Design Home and can borrow one another's furniture. And the other one is Design Home the Game, which is another closed group. It's the largest one for Design Home on Facebook. It has 21,000 members. It's quite busy. For that reason, it's structured, but they do regular posts posted by admins where all of the members who are looking for more Facebook friends so that you can borrow one another's things on Design Home can post. So I hope that those resources are helpful to you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you would like to see future episodes of Game of Rugs, please feel free to become a subscriber. We would love for you to join us. And if you liked this episode, it would mean a lot to me if you would give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much, and I will see you guys next time.